What do Baylan, Skoll, and Shin Hati have to do with the world between worlds? Is there a connection with them and the Loth Wolves? Why could their presence be so important in the Ahsoka series? It's time we take a deep dive into my theory on these two interesting new villains. First, let's start with the world between worlds. Now, this is a mystic realm that connects the different points in time and space in the Star Wars universe. This realm served as a collection of doors and pathways existing between time and space, creating a conduit between the living and the dead. You could access this realm through a portal in the hidden Jedi temple on Lothal. In the temple, there was a painting of the Mortis gods, the Father, the Son, and the Daughter. This painting was the key to revealing the entryway to the realm, and a Force wielder would need to use the keystone from the temple, place it in the hand of the Daughter in order to open the gates to the realm. Now, you're probably wondering at this point how Loth Wolves even play into this. Well, Loth Wolves have a strong connection to the Force and served as guardians of the light side. These wolf giants were thought to be extinct until about 1 BBY when they were revealed themselves to Ezra. These wolves are sentient and could speak through the Force with visions and telepathy. They were capable of moving through hyperspace and the world between worlds. Now, to Baylan, Skoll, and Shin Hati, our new villains. Dave naming them Skoll and Hati was not random. In Norse mythology, Skoll and Hati are both wolf giants who are sent out by Odin to chase the sun and the moon. During Ragnarok, the end of the world of gods and men, Skoll and Hati would finally catch the sun and the moon and plunge the world into darkness. This begins Ragnarok. Here's somewhat of a loose connection to the Norse mythology and Ahsoka. The ancient Jedi planet Tython has two moons. One was the light side moon called Ashla. Now, if you guys remember, those of you who watched Tales of the Jedi and also read the Ahsoka novel, Ahsoka used the name Ashla after escaping Order 66 and went into hiding. Now, I know this is somewhat of a stretch, but the fact that Skoll and Hati chased the moon and Ahsoka's secret name was Ashla, the light side of the moon on Tython, is something I found pretty peculiar, and I thought I at least had to point out that little nugget. Alright, so back to some likely scenarios for their role in the Ahsoka series. One, it seems to be confirmed that Baylan is a survivor of Order 66 who escapes into the unknown regions. We also saw what looks like him and Ahsoka fighting in the world between worlds during the trailer. And also in a few interviews, Ray Stevenson mentions a few things that gives us clues as to what purpose he serves.
In your perspective, who is Baylan?
Baylan has a mission. Baylan has a quest. And basically, if you're in his way, he'll respectfully ask you to get out of it. If you don't, you will be swept aside because there's something far greater than him. And in the Star Wars world, imagine him like a catalyst you throw in to two elements and all of a sudden there's a reaction. So that catalyst threads and you go like, well, who is it? What is he? Even I don't know fully yet, right? But there's a voyage of discovery with this character and Shin.
So Baylan and Shin, they have a quest. Are they trying to go back and change what's happened in the past? Is there a connection to them and the Loth Wolves? Are they Loth Wolves and not actually villains at all? I'm just thinking out loud here, but one thing Ray mentioned was that nothing is what it seems. You don't know if he's a bad guy or a good guy, but one thing is for sure is nobody better get in his way. As we saw in Rebels, Ahsoka tells Ezra that changing the past in the world between worlds would alter the future, and that him, Sabine, Zeb, and Hera would all be dead if he was to try and rescue Kanan. So Ahsoka may be trying to stop Baylan and Shin from going back to Order 66 and altering the past, because doing so would start Ragnarok or the end of the world or some catastrophic event in the Star Wars galaxy. Now, at a Fan Expo panel, Dave Filoni compared the Loth Wolves to the Bendu, not good or evil, somewhere in the middle, which could also be a clue to the unique orange color of their lightsabers. It's not quite red like the Sith, and not quite any other color that the Jedi would use either. Now, Dave doesn't just include the wolves because he likes them. He does, but he also understands their cultural perception of the wolves as guides, and that Loth Wolves in particular are a natural element to the Force on Lothal. Now, Baylan, Skoll, and Shin Hati are clearly important to this story. Their names, the color of their lightsabers, the Loth Wolves, Order 66, and the world between worlds are all connected in the Ahsoka series. How exactly? I don't know for sure, but clearly this is going to be a big part of the plot, and I think them trying to go back in time to stop Order 66 is a pretty interesting idea, and one that would put Ahsoka on the opposite side of their quest. And we also got to throw in there Grand Admiral Thrawn in the mix. Shin seems to be wielding Kanan's lightsaber, which was given to Thrawn during the Battle of Lothal after Kanan died saving his friends. Baylan and Shin are connected with Thrawn and the Unknown Regions. Remember, Baylan escaped Order 66 into the Unknown Regions. Now, have they found the Chiss Ascendancy? Has Thrawn somehow convinced them that there are bigger threats to the galaxy as a whole? For those of you who have read the new Thrawn trilogy, you know that Thrawn believes there are much bigger threats to the galaxy than Emperor Palpatine or the Sith, so maybe he was able to talk them into an alliance, and possibly even Ezra. Thrawn is not your normal everyday villain. He's one of the most interesting and one of the most important characters in Star Wars at this time period. Click on this video here on what I think are his true intentions and why he joined the Empire in the first place. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.